That's where Ben Portnoy is from the state newspaper. He is live in Augusta covering the Masters for the very first time. Ben, I don't know if congratulations is the right word, but that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with congratulations on covering your first Masters. What's up, man?
What's going on, guys? No, I'm not going to lie. It's kind of a dream come true. It's definitely on the top of my sports journalist bucket list, I guess. And, having a blast. I'm standing here just outside the press center overlooking the driving range here at Augusta. So pretty good spot.
All right, so had you been to a Masters tournament before as a patron? Had you ever stepped foot on the property before you got in this week to cover it?
No, I've never been here. It's my first time. So I got here on Saturday for the final round of the Women's Am. Spent Sunday in Columbia, and then I'm here Monday through Sunday. So I'm getting my fill and having a blast. And it's every second's been super cool. You definitely you feel what's so cool about Augusta and so different and so unique. And it's just soaking it all in and doing a little bit of work here in between.
All right, Ben. I'm always intrigued by people making their first trip to the Masters, whether it's for a practice round or a tournament day or whatever. So give me kind of your first impressions, because it is such an incredibly unique place, and it does have a different feel to it when you walk through the gates when you're there. But I want to hear it from you with your first time. What has struck you? What has grabbed you so far?
Yeah, I think like the way I kind of described it when I was talking to my parents about it the other day was that, when you walk out, you kind of walk out onto the first hole, the first tee, and things open up, and you can kind of look, most of the way across the course, and it's almost like quite literally unbelievable. Like you almost can't sort of wrap your mind around what you're looking at, and it's kind of, you make your way through the course, and you go one golf hole, two golf hole, and then you just say, oh wait, I'm at Amen Corner, or oh wait, I'm at where Jordan Spieth chunked one into the water. It's just kind of every few steps it kind of hits you, and I think that the way the layout is, it's a pretty walkable course. It's obviously hilly and kind of rolling hills and all of that, but it's navigable for patrons, and again, it's just so unique and so special. And I think that you feel that in everyone who's here, right? Because I think that everyone involved with the Masters and Augusta and everything feels very strongly about what the Masters is and should be. And I think the thing that's so cool is that all the people who are here, whether that's reporters, patrons, whatever, players, they feel the same way. And I think that that's kind of adds another level to it. I think that everyone here is very excited and about being at the Masters and sort of the I guess, for lack of a better term, magic of it. And I think it's pretty cool. Quick anecdote. I was walking out, so as press we can get into the grounds at 6 a.m. as opposed to 8 a.m. when the public gets in. And I wrote about this the other day, but I went walked into the press center, grabbed a breakfast sandwich and a bottle of water at about 7 a.m. and I walked out to Amen Corner with no one else but the groundskeepers, and just sat in the bleachers by myself and watched the sunrise. And it was really cool to just be able to sort of be out there and soak it in and let it all kind of happen and just soak it all in.
I'm not so sure that's not something you should do every single day that you're there. That is that's fantastic. Ben Portnoy visiting with us. He writes the state newspaper. He is at the Masters this week covering the tournament for the very first time. Ben, I feel like most years at Augusta, there is one storyline that is kind of the overarching story, and then there are kind of some secondary storylines as well. Obviously, the big one this week is Tiger. Tiger Watch. Yesterday, he says, as of right now, I'm playing. He was going to go out and play 9 holes again this morning. All signs point to the 5-time champion playing this week. But the question is, how well is he going to play, and can he compete? What's the buzz in and around Augusta National about Tiger Woods right now?
Is Tiger Woods here? I wasn't sure about that. No, I'm kidding. But I think that, I think that the buzz has been is that Tiger's going to give it a go. And I think it's frankly kind of unbelievable that, you look at it 14 months ago, he was in that car accident. And in the immediate aftermath, you kind of wondered whether he was going to play again, let alone, be back in time for the Masters. And, that's a pretty incredible and kind of insane story. And I think that, when you look at it, I think that the expectation, and Tiger talked about it yesterday, is that he feels like he can do everything he needs to as far as his swing and balance and all of those things. But the hard part for him is just getting around the course. And like I said, it's a navigable course for patrons, but it's pretty hilly. And I think that's something it's a little misleading on TV, and you don't necessarily get a feel for all the elevation changes out here here at Augusta and how hilly it is and how, physically demanding it is for these guys, especially, 2, 3, 4 rounds in. And I think that's what Tiger said, is that just over time, it's, he's putting up with a lot of pain to walk around the course. And I think that, if he can handle that, I mean, there's something to familiarity with this place, right? That, the more you've played it, the easier it gets or the better you tend to play here. And I think that, the guys who play well here most years, the guys who play well here tend to play well here most years. It's not just a shot in the dark or capturing lightning in a bottle. And I think that, for Tiger, I think that, I think it wouldn't be surprising to see him say, come out and make the cut. Now, could he come out and then fire a 79 or an 82 on Saturday? Maybe. And maybe he just isn't up to snuff as far as, and can't deal with the pain on that end. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see him get, make the cut at least. And, I guess we've kind of doubted what Tiger can do before, and then he goes out and wins in 2019. So, he'll put himself in contention and a place to play and a place to make a run, I guess, if past precedent stands. And, it'll be interesting to see whether he does make it through the whole tournament, though.
A little bit of buzz today when Fred Ridley talked, the chairman at Augusta, saying that Phil Mickelson was invited to the Masters, but he sent him a text message declining the invitation. And Ridley said, he appreciated that. Does anybody believe that really that's what happened, that Phil just turned it down? I mean, this is we've speculated about him being suspended from the PGA Tour, but the PGA never comments on that. But this isn't a PGA Tour event. This is separate. The Masters operates on its own set of rules.
Yeah, you kind of wonder whether this is like, Animal House style, like double secret probation kind of or something. It's just no one will really give a straight answer. No one really wants to talk about it, frankly. And I think that, Phil is largely, gone underground. I mean, I think it was Bryson DeChambeau the other day was asked about it, and he and Phil are pretty close. And he said that he had reached out to Phil a couple of times and that he hadn't heard anything, and it had gone dark on him, and he hadn't talked to him at all. So I think that, no one really knows where he is, knows what he's doing, what the deal is. And I think people are just kind of, I guess in theory, hoping things fizzle out over time and then people can kind of move on with their lives. But it's definitely a thing that's, looming a little bit. And, we don't really know when Phil will be back and if he will be back and what that looks like. So it's definitely a sort of a mysterious deal. And, it's definitely still an ongoing situation.
Have you checked out the par 3 contest? I know it's a zoo kind of with all the people that they pack in and around the par 3 course on a Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah, it was awesome. I actually just spent a couple hours out there before the air horn just blew and they closed off the course for the day. But it was pretty fun. It's a really fun atmosphere. It's pretty rowdy. Guys get really into it. And, it's really fun seeing all the players and kids run around and, spouses and parents and all of that. And it's just a really, really cool, event. It brings the whole family together. You get guys interacting with the patrons and the fans and all of that. Harold Varner was joking right as the air horn went off, and sort of the loud the voice over the clouds was kind of saying, "Everyone get out of the course," right? He said, it sounds like Harold Varner was kind of looking around at the fans over toward where I was standing and sitting, and was like, "Man, it sounds like the Hunger Games out here." And so you get little stuff like that, little tidbits, and folks on the tee boxes kind of messing around. Billy Horschel and Scotty Scheffler and some other guys were joking around. I think it was Scotty Scheffler and Sam Burns who were joking about, with all the gallery that was packed around the 6th hole, they didn't want to skull one or miss one. And I can't remember who it was who they were playing with. It might have been Russell Henley who said, he was like, "Well, you're ranked number 1 in the world. You're ranked number 10 in the world. So I think y'all should be fine." So, it's little stuff like that you kind of pick up watching and being around it. And guys just having fun. And definitely a few wisecracks about not running down the green, running down the fairway and doing what Tony Finau did a couple of years ago. So it was it was definitely fun, and it's a really fun atmosphere. Like I said, it's everyone's kind of on top of it, and on top of the players at least, as far as the viewing areas, and the players get to show a little bit of their personalities. Obviously, their kids are running around and putting and stuff like that. So it's a really, really fun event, and I think it's just kind of the Masters and sort of it's a really pure form.
Well, it's fantastic, and Ben, we appreciate you agreeing not only to visit with us today, but over the next couple of days as well to keep us up to date with what is happening on the grounds at Augusta. So much appreciate your time. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.